It's Paul Marsh, and I'm delighted to say that I've been joined by behavioural psychologist Jo Hemmings. Jo, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. How are you doing, Paul?
I'm good, Jo. Jo,
Yes. Tell me all about it.
when are we going to get to have a chat about butterflies or flowers or lovely, lovely things? We always end up talking about things that aren't great.
Maybe we can hold the butterfly flower thing till the spring. We'll do that. We'll book it in.
So we're talking about Christmas. We're talking about the fact that people get really, really stressed out in the build up to Christmas and what they get stressed out about. And do you know what? I think everybody's different in this. And obviously, I think age probably has a big sort of thing on it as well. Whether you got kids, whether you don't have kids, and all those bits and pieces. I don't think young people get stressed about this, do they?
No, I don't think young people do, but that's usually because either there's, older family members doing everything for them, and all they've got to do is turn up, eat, drink, and leave. Or because, yeah, I'm not a Gen Z, I suppose they're turning away from the traditions of Christmas now, which I think is a real shame. But no, I don't think they worry about it because they haven't got the burden, I guess.
What about you? What does Christmas look like for you? Is this something you get stressed out about, or have you got it planned down to the millimeter?
Here you go, wait for this one. My birthday, Christmas Day. Next, my son's birthday is Christmas Day.
No!
Yeah, seriously.
Oh my
Yeah.
word! You
So I
planned that
try
well,
not
didn't
to
you?
yes, that was a bit of bad planning. Um, Yeah, so I try not to get stressed about it, although there is that added kind of burden, and I'm feeding
Yeah.
9 people around a six-seater table. It's going to be interesting.
Do you do the halfway point? Because my daughter's birthday is on June 25th, which is exactly 6 months from.
Brilliant.
So do you do that? Do you kind of
No,
you
because
don't
I
you
can't. I think I'm going to add another year, and I'm really not in the place
go
where I want
back
to
a
be adding
year?
anymore. Yeah, that's the alternative. But I haven't done it up to now, and I don't know whether people then have to buy you a present at Christmas and on the 25th of June, or do you just skip? I
Yeah,
don't.
no,
I can never work
that's
it
the whole
out.
point. So okay, here's the big question. I'm sure you get this a lot. Do you get double the amount of presents, or do you get just a normal amount?
Um, I tend to close friends will buy me birthday presents as well. They have to be wrapped in birthday paper.
Right.
That's always been the rule from my parents, for me, and to my son as well. Get them into birthday paper because that makes all the difference. Because you make birthday in the afternoon and Christmas in the morning. It's a little bit of a bridge between the two. And
I
stick a few
like
candles and a Christmas cake. Make it a
I
birthday
like
cake.
it. You've obviously had a lot of practice at this, haven't you? So you've got it down to a
What are you
fine art.
saying to me now? You're saying you're so old that you've obviously had a
I
great
meant
deal
you
of
had
practice.
21 years practice. That's a lot.
Yes, no, that is. I agree with you. Thank
So
you. Well saved. Yeah.
listen. I'm married. I know how to save an argument. Believe me. So over the years, what have you found to be some of the things that you really do get stressed in the build up to Christmas?
Well, I try not to. It's interesting because this is reason we're doing this campaign is research done by SPA. So they interviewed 2,000 people. What are your top 30 Christmas stresses? Um, I mean, my Christmas stress is a little bit about don't have enough fridge space, for example.
Yeah.
That's not even on the top 30.
Oh
So
wow.
there must be so many of them. I mean, 21% of people in this research have considered cancelling Christmas. They're so stressed. But the good news is that 87% actually look forward to it. So I think, look, this is always a stressful time because it starts very early. Got a lot to think about. It's expensive. I think that's the big thing this year.
Yeah.
People watching their weekly ordinary shopping bills going up practically every week. And then you've got to buy the big shop and feed more people probably than you normally would. And it's
Yeah.
eye-watering.
Yeah.
What? You look at your lists online, and you think, what? How did that add up to that?
Do you feel that there's a pressure then that we have to do the big Christmas dinner, all of the nibbles, all of the presents? Do you like we have to do them?
I suppose we do, but there are ways of cutting it so that, you can bring some of that cost down. You can get your nibbles, perfectly good nibbles from not perhaps, M&S.
Yeah.
or you'd go to somewhere, like Aldi or Lidl, kind of good bargains, or Spa. These are, you can cut that down. Yeah, it's a roast dinner, isn't it, really, with a few more trimmings.
Yeah.
And I think you've got to not get into the place where you're so anxious about it that you dreading it or waiting for it to be over. And then you got January, which is a horrible month.
That's the worst thing, isn't it? If you look
Yeah,
at Christmas and you're dreading it, it's not like summer's around the corner. You
no,
dread it and then you go into the worst month.
yeah. So I think people have got to accept certain stresses of Christmas, change those things that you can change. Some of these things on the spa campaign, lengthy shopping queues, or, go first thing in the morning. Wrapping a mountain of presents was one of the stresses. I agree that's difficult, but maybe put on a movie in the background or listen to great music while you're wrapping them. That will make it feel better for you. Other things, we've got teenagers who refuse to help, kids
Mm,
waking up at 5 a.m. Well, you're never going
yeah.
to be able to change those things.
No.
And actually, some of the joy, I look back to my own children growing up now and think, yeah, they did wake up at 5 a.m., but that was part of the pleasure of Christmas. I think sometimes turning a negative into a positive. And also, they went to bed early because they'd been up so early that I got a bit of a chill out when they'd gone to sleep. So, yeah, it's don't stress about this, don't sweat the small stuff kind of thing.
So the other
Um,
thing that we do with the kids, and I was talking with friends about this the other day, and again, not revealing either of our ages, but when we were young, when you got a Christmas present, it was something you've been wanting for 6 months, right?
yeah,
And I feel that kids these days, and we're all guilty because I know I'm guilty of doing it myself, is if they want something, you tend to get it for them within reason there and then. Whatever it is, new dress or,
yeah, yeah,
toys or whatever, you get from there and then. And they don't have to wait till Christmas. So what we do with Christmas, because our kids blooming have everything, is we buy them an experience. So we say to
that's a
them,
great idea.
like whether it's going to a theme park or an overnight stay at a
Yeah.
zoo or whatever it is, we've done all of those bits and pieces. But that also delays the spending of the money. So if you
It
don't have
does.
it over
Smart move.
Christmas,
Yeah.
because you do these types of adventures and these types of days out generally in the spring or the summer,
Yeah.
it delays it for another 3 to 4 months. So you can have a little bit more saving.
But I presume they still want something to open on
Yeah,
Christmas
but
Day. I mean,
we
opening
are
a
talking.
voucher for like March or April, probably not like,
Here's some sprouts.
cheers,
Enjoy.
Dad. Yeah.
No, but we are talking about small things. It'll be like a book or something like that. Something small, a few little some chocolates,
Yeah.
all of those types of little bits and
Yeah.
pieces. Probably on Christmas Day, I would say our kids probably don't have more than 40 or 50 pounds spent on them for Christmas Day because we say to them, right, put your heads together, think of something nice and big that you would like to do that we will go and do in the summer.
Yeah.
We'll take a day off, 2 days off, whatever it is, and we'll go and do this in the summer. And yes, it does cost a little bit more in the summer, but then we kick the can down the road and allow
Yeah. No,
ourselves
I
when
think
we've
it's
got a bit
also
more money.
a lovely idea because it's something to anticipate, look forward to. And I also think with presents, people get very wound up in the expense of it. I know they are expensive, but I think, and probably your listeners will recognize, sometimes you get a gift from someone, it's not about what they've spent, it's actually about what they've thought about. They've considered you and thought, even if it's something I could afford, it's just something they've thought about that's specific for you. And I value that,
Yeah,
seriously value that much
yeah.
more than someone going out and buying me some lavish bottle of perfume or whatever. Just something that I know that there's a bit of love in it and care sort of matters a lot. And I would say that's people. Christmas at the end of the day is about celebrating with your family. It's not being so stressed out in the weeks leading up to it that you can't enjoy it.
And I
That's
think
the
we've got
worst
lost in
thing.
that, haven't we? And do you know what? I interviewed somebody from America recently, and we were talking about Thanksgiving. And
Yeah.
obviously, they do it differently because they have the Thanksgiving dinner, which is about the family flying from wherever they are all over America to come and have that one big meal. And then Christmas is a little bit more of a smaller, intimate gathering with presents on Christmas morning, etc. So it's a little, but whereas we smash all of that
All of it.
together, which is why it is so stressful.
And I think it starts earlier. So you get the TV Christmas ads like end of September, early October. that you're never going to achieve a table that looks
The
like that.
second that Halloween is done, it's Christmas.
I know, and it really that makes people think about it. I got my, I do an online shop. I got my booking through. You must book your Christmas shop now in early September.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I don't see in the sunshine. I don't want to
Yeah.
think about that. But unless I did it, I was going to lose a slot that was anywhere near Christmas Day. So it's like you do feel that ex, sort of the intrinsic pressure and the extrinsic pressure coming at you. And I think that's why people start to get stressed. I mean, the point of this campaign is spas are open pretty much all over Christmas. Your local convenience store, if you've forgotten something, it isn't the end of the world. You can pop out and get it. But I also think it's very handy for when you need a 10-minute break, when you want to get out of the house and calm down. Even if you haven't forgotten anything, you kind of have.
Pour the
Oh,
milk
just
down the
pop
sink.
into the shops. Yeah, need some milk. Mummy's got plenty of milk. No, we haven't. Just get out 10 minutes and sort of decompress from the whole thing.
You're so right. Like you say, essentially, if you do forget something, nothing is that important. But however, if you do want to, there are shops like Spa open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, where you can go and pick up the emergency bits and pieces that
Yeah.
you have forgotten, like sprouts.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I don't think anybody would care if one forgot sprouts because it's the only time of year anybody I know eats them. However, they have to be there on the table.
What kind of piece of advice would you give to anybody who is approaching this time of year and it is just really, really stressed out?
Look, I think get a sense of perspective. Really, it is a family gathering or friends, close people with a Sunday roast equivalent. There are people who are lonely, who are homeless, who've lost loved ones. I mean, there are people who have much more serious things to stress about in life. Plan ahead as much as you can so that you're prepped and ready and be flexible. And, expect the unexpected. You're not going to have a Christmas meal that's straight out of your telly. It isn't going to happen. There's going to be chaos. There's probably going to be arguments. Somebody's going to get broken. Something will happen. That's all. If you can kind of embrace that as part of almost the tradition,
Yeah.
obviously you don't want something awful to happen, but
No,
some
but how many,
small thing.
how many times has Christmas gone off without a hitch and it'll never get mentioned again? But that time that, I don't know, mum burnt the turkey or forgot to put the carrots
Yeah.
in or whatever it is, will get talked about for years and years and
Well,
you'll
it
laugh
will.
about it.
Yeah, it will. I remember, I remember the rise of buying used to be those three bird roasts, I kind of
Yeah.
bought that one year. And I looked at the instructions and it said cook it for 3 hours. I thought it's kind of a long time for this. There weren't many of us. It came out like a kind of hard piece of coal out of the oven. You wouldn't be able to slice it with a chainsaw. And although I went and complained to the particular store I bought it from and they gave me a refund, the truth was we had a jolly nice Christmas with roast potatoes, parsnips, sprouts, with actually no meat at all. We will remember that. That is one of those stories that it just had the wrong cooking time on it. And did it ruin Christmas? No, it was a bit annoying at the time. But
But it's something you talked about for years and
yeah,
years and
exactly is
years.
what you're saying. Yeah.
Jo, it's always amazing talking to you. I love catching up with you. If there's anywhere that you can direct people to go to have a little bit more of a look at these types of things, where would that be?
Yeah, they can look at the top 30 Christmas dresses and get a bit of advice on how to, calm those down on spa.co.uk/spa-saves-Christmas. Bit of a mouthful,
We'll
but you
put
go
a
to the
link.
main
We'll put a
spa
link out there.
website,
It'll be
they'll find
easier.
it. Yeah.
Jo, until the next time, we've got something to have a good moan about. We really do need to get together and talk about the spring or something like that. Something lovely to talk about.
We should book it in, or we should.
We'll talk again soon, Jo.
All right, cheers. Take care. Have a merry one.